Welcome to the Cinema Podcast, your high source for discussions on horror, sci-fi, and action entertainment. And now here are your hosts, Izzy and Matt.
Yes, hello again from the Cinebud Podcast. I am your host, Izzy, and this is our other co-host, Matt.
Yo, what up? That was very NPR.
Yeah, tonight I feel like we're going to have a different feel to it, you know, like kind of different. No, fuck that. Anyway, tonight we want to go ahead and start with some breaking news. I guess Joss Whedon is going to go ahead and replace Zack Snyder for the remainder of JLA movie, Justice League. Just to go ahead and fill the remainder of the filming, I guess, because of some personal tragic events. But besides that, I had also heard about the announcement. Have you?
I think that's only going to be for like reshoots. It's apparently going to be exactly in the tone of all the previous film up to this point, and apparently very faithful to what everything that Zack Snyder has put towards all his work in this film right now.
For sure. And I only have one question regarding that. Do you think that, considering he is like the one directing it now, do you think they're directing wise, of course, like content, all that's the same, like he's not touching that.
Right.
But do you think their directing is going to more like be Avengers-like?
How do you mean, like
first two,
like banter,
or the only Avengers? How really?
Like personal banter?
No, directing.
Well,
I mean, just the filming of it.
No, I don't think him being involved outside of what he's already put into it with the previous, months that he's been attached to this film.
Okay.
Is really going to be steered beyond what they've developed to this point, because I believe the film is 95%, 90% the way there. They're just going through to do contextual like reshoots, like, we didn't get the best stuff, so we're gonna come back and redo like this here, or we want to add this line here.
True.
Or this makes more sense if we can retool the plot line this way.
That's true, and they're probably still using like the same camera and technology that he's planning on using, or has been using.
No doubt, and it's definitely gonna be the same feel, same actors.
He's just a different person behind it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay,
but,
that's
cool.
They
just need someone else to steer the ship while they, go through it.
Yeah, I mean, granted, it is still very exciting that, Mr. Whedon, again, is behind the camera of another superhero. We know he's up for Batgirl, but now behind a DC movie, like, already, unfortunately wise, but still like that was, it's kind of exciting. It's like, he'll have some influence on the movie is what I'm getting at. That's it.
Right. Well, he's already had his hand in the pot. It's pretty awesome.
Exactly.
And I'm excited for Joss Whedon to be in the DC EU. And entertainment universe. Is that what it is?
DC Entertainment, extended, whatever.
Extended universe?
Yeah. Expanded.
Okay, interesting. Expanded. I assume they're gonna include all the movie into the canon of like the greater universe in their comics for sure.
Yeah,
if they haven't already, I'm not really too.
And if not, that's fine. I mean, I like thinking of it as a different universe. This is the movie universe. That's cool.
Right.
See what maybe they'll make a comic where they meet or some shit. That's cool too.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure that will happen eventually. I would be shocked if it didn't.
For sure. Moving on to some tidbit of some video game news, though, man. We just recently actually checked out the new Middle Earth game, Shadow of War. Shadow of War, yeah. The first one, the Middle Earth, the first game. And did you ever play that one?
No, dude. I honestly am not much of a gamer, and I need to. I got GameFly, and I think I traded in like 2 or 3 games, and then I wish to play a lot of these games. Like, we're gonna talk about a few games coming up here, and
yeah. We'll talk about another one from WB here soon.
Right.
This is also WB.
But we checked out the trailer for this new game and a little bit of the gameplay, and dude, it looks brutal. It looks amazing. It looks all the really crazy action sequences from all the Lord of the Rings compacted and then thrown into like a Gears of War engine, like almost.
Oh, definitely. No, and it is. I'm pretty sure, like the first one, and I do remember the name now. Shadow of Mordor. It was the first game. It was powered by the Unreal Engine 3, I want to say. So I'm assuming this one will be 4. Because that one's out now. It's powering the other game we'll cover later on as well.
I would not be surprised. It is very beautiful.
Yeah. And like, especially like you were saying about the trailer, like a lot of that stuff was very similar to like the first game. And I'm happy to see it returning, but also expanded, built on, evolved essentially in this game, which is really exciting.
Right. You said they're adding like story elements to.
Well, they did have story before. There was a main story where basically you were off like helping, some other people throughout the series.
But like more live to the battle, more than just like fighting drones? Or?
You were kind of just on the sidelines, taking out the leaders, weakening Sauron's army from the outside, essentially. Or from the inside, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, what highlights pointed out to you in that trailer? Like, what excited you about it?
Mostly the gameplay. It looked like the character was like super agile, and you can run up the side of the building like nothing,
right?
And just sort of take out people. And it didn't look sort of handed to you like the Batman free flow combat style. It looked a little bit more difficult, like I said, Gears of War type. Yeah. You'll see like enemies coming up behind you, and you'll have to fend them off.
Well, it's funny you said Batman, because that again is another WB Interactive, because they're from the same game universe essentially. So like from the Game Engine. So I mean, like with that free flow, like you can flip over enemies like you can in those Batman games,
right?
As well as like combos, or if you get hit, it breaks your combo.
I got you.
Stuff like that. Like it's very similar in that aspect.
That's interesting, but
you have a sword.
Know how how you can just like directionally time and press button, and Batman will fly to the next person and keep attacking.
It is like that.
Oh, it is.
Yes.
Oh,
they have a little spider sense like icon going on.
Okay.
And you push like Y or some shit, and then you go to them, right? Or something.
So if you but
you have an option to turn it off like you do in the Batman games. You don't have to play that way.
You can turn it off in the Batman games?
Yeah. You go to options, turn it off, and you can be like, I don't need this shit. I don't need no handicap.
Well, no. You can turn off you can't turn off the free flow combat.
Oh no! I mean the icon.
Yeah,
so
no. I've played it in like Dark Knight status.
Oh, it's fun.
Yeah.
But I mean, this game's very similar to that, like in the combat wise. Like you'll see an icon to like push B or Y or some shit to evade.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Kind of like God of War almost.
Think so. I didn't play. I played the first one, and that's it.
Okay. Yeah. It like God of War, there were like big giant enemies, and there were like cinematic moments where it's like click X or like square and circle like super quick next to each other.
Castlevania games were like that.
I got you. Yeah. But I'm interested in some of the mechanics that they demonstrated, and like I said, it's beautiful. It looks amazing, and it kind of looks like it's gonna expand on some of the lore, which is always fun. I don't know if all this stuff is supposed to be canon to what J.R.R. Tolkien brought to.
As far as my understanding, they're building on to the story that's
they're
built.
Building.
Yeah, okay. Like they're filling in gaps, essentially, I guess. Yeah, but that's my understanding, that's what they're doing. This game kind of gives you an idea of the timeline of where it's at, because there is Schmeagol involved in the storyline of the first one, Shadow of Mordor. So, like, he's already, like, tiny, a little monster, crazy-looking fucker. Like, he's already involved. It's essentially, I think it's supposed to just take place like maybe 10, 20 years before like the movies or like Lord of the Rings. So this game, though, I believe takes immediately after that game.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's really cool. I think that I might try and stop being an old man and try and pick this up.
Yeah,
man. Because it does look like a lot of fun, and I'm a big giant nerd.
What do you think you're gonna pick it up on?
Well, I have.
You got both now, right?
No. I'm still rocking a PS4. That's it.
I thought you had the one. Oh, okay.
Nope,
okay.
no.
Nice, nice.
You keep thinking I got that one. No,
I don't know why.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
No, so in other sort of gaming news, well, sort of
Gaming related, yeah.
gaming related, but not originally. This
That's
is
right.
based off of a series
Some
of
short
novels.
stories. Yeah, actually some
Are they
short
short
stories.
stories?
Yeah, originally I guess it was short stories and like a novel collection by Andrzej Sapkowski. I'm probably butchering that. I apologize. He has a very difficult name here for me anyway. But yeah, The Witcher TV series on Netflix.
There you go.
was
Yeah.
announced. That's going to be fucking really cool. I'm a fan of the game series. I've been following that series. It's been a lot of fun playing it. Really, really interesting story. Just as it says, The Witcher is your protagonist, Geralt, and he basically is like this monster slayer, monster killer.
Very cool.
Yeah, so it's got a lot of RPG elements to it. It introduced like a lot of like intuitive like horse riding mechanics to it, reminiscent to like Red Dead Redemption that I noticed in the third game for Wild Hunt, which is titled the third game for The Witcher. And anyway, yeah, this Netflix series has been announced. There's no release date for it or anything like that. No details of like actors, anything like that whatsoever. But it's really exciting to know that it is planned, it's official, and it's happening. And it's on Netflix, so they can go
Right.
fucking wherever they want to go. They
Dude,
can go
Netflix
legitly.
has the golden touch, dude.
Right?
Most
no rules.
Most everything they have produced has been great, and they always, from what I hear from some of the creators, from like listening to podcasts, like I listen to Bill Burr's podcast, and he talks about working with them for his animated show F is for Family.
Yeah.
And he says they're very hands off. The only notes they give him is push it further.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's pretty great. Apparently to work for them, and it's great to see them, sort of adapting these stories that have been successful in a gaming series. I unfortunately, old man, have not played these games.
It's cool.
But
You could always just go to Wikipedia, read about it. No.
old man read about it. Right, but
Glasses on.
I do see these games peripherally, and I see like my friends are playing them. On the PlayStation homepage, you
Or
get
all
to,
the consoles, yeah.
see what your friends are playing and stuff,
For sure.
and definitely a lot of them. And
It's
so,
definitely
is
popular.
is it open world sort of gaming?
Yeah, definitely mostly the third one, the latest one out, Wild Hunt.
So the first two were a little bit more linear.
A little bit more. The first one I personally never played, but I did play the second one and the third one, of course, which I now own. I own both, but currently I've been playing more of, like, of course, the third one, the latest one, Wild Hunt. That one is very open world. You can come across, like, random monsters and fuck them up or have them fuck you up, either way. Because they're different levels depending on which area you go are more difficult than others. It's really cool like that. So there's just endless possibilities of things to do, daily quests, etc.
Right. Okay, cool.
So a lot of RPG. It's very RPG, very story driven. So it may be a little slow to others. I mean, I hate to compare it, but to Mass Effect, it's not as slow as that at all.
Okay.
To me, those games are a lot slower than these games.
I see.
But there's a lot of dialogue choices when you're talking to people. Now, what choice are you gonna make?
I have seen people be playing Mass Effect. It kind of looked like it was Knights of the Old Republic reborn.
No, that is. It's the
weird
same
ways.
BioWare. It's the same company that.
Oh,
made it.
really?
Yeah,
Really?
it's the same company.
Okay,
That's
cool.
why. You can actually get Knights of the Old Republic on your phones now. I know iPhone anyway.
Dude,
don't know about Android.
I have it on my old laptop that's dead. Unfortunately.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I cannot wait for that Witcher series. Because
Yeah.
again, those games are fucking amazing. Again, like Monster Slayer with fucking witch powers essentially.
Right.
He's got like sorcery
Netflix
powers
too.
And Netflix.
Yeah,
But it's going
always.
to be really cool. Apparently, though, like the creator that I mentioned beforehand, he I guess wasn't too involved with the games nor the past movie productions or whatever that happened previously.
Okay.
So I don't know how much
they did
involvement he
movies
will
before?
be. Apparently, there was a movie at least. I was reading a little more into it before, but the TV series, this new one, or the Netflix series, essentially, I don't know how much involvement, if any, he will for that. But another thing I'm super fucking excited about, and I was talking to you about this, and I know you were super like fuck that, who cares? Like, no, it's fucking Sony. Venom, dude. Fucking Venom has been cast. Tom Hardy, man.
Yeah,
and
I
that was
know.
official. That's official. That is fucking happening.
It's pretty great. And you know what? I'm not going to eat my words or anything because it's still Sony.
No, you're right. You're right.
This does legitimize it because they must have something that they brought to Tom Hardy that he wanted to do, unless he just wants to jump on this superhero bandwagon and
Maybe he's a
cash
Venom
in
fan.
on this.
Yeah.
And yeah, maybe he is a Venom fan. And
Venom's
you know what?
badass. Or
I'm
he
a Venom
was.
fan. I want to see this done right. I don't want to see Topher Grace's version ever again. I was fucking
Make him more like the
sad.
comic, please, or some iteration of the comic.
Right.
Something like, or at least with Todd McFarlane's original vision.
So he's gonna be Eddie Brock, yeah?
Yeah, and I think they are going with the original Venom, like the Todd McFarlane with the mouth and shit, you know,
Very
fucking
cool.
crazy alien looking shit after Spider-Man, rejected it, type
So-
of deal. So I don't know how that's gonna play though.
So this is most likely going to be a little bit further on in Spider-Man's career.
Which I hope it is, because Homecoming's not gonna be an origin story. Like, that's good. Like, let's move on. Let's keep going. Like, everybody kind of has an idea now from the horrible Spider-Man 3
Right.
of what Venom is supposed to be. He's an
That
alien goop. They could go the ultimate universe route. He's not an alien goop. He was created in a lab. Wasn't it in a lab, or was it alien?
I'm
in
not
Ultimate?
aware of that,
I think
of
it was
the
created in
Ultimate
a lab.
Origins.
Fuck, I could be wrong then. But Ultimate, it's always different. So I think maybe Carnage was the one created. Either way, they'll think of something that's not Spider-Man involved. Of course, there's no official reports of Tom Holland, but they got him by both arms. They're both sharing him. We both fucking know that. It's both studios have permission or
Permission to use the
license
character,
for Spider-Man. Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
So-
and who's Spider-Man right now? It's Tom Holland. So they both can stretch him wherever. They could keep it hush-hush for now, say it's not. Maybe he has a little cameo like Batman did in Suicide Squad.
Right.
He was barely in there, but it's like, oh, hey, that's Batman getting the Joker, or Harley Quinn saving
Right,
her.
trying to get
or
the
telling Deadshot, hey, you got to go, shit like that. It's
Punching
little things
Harley
like
Quinn
that.
right in the fucking mouth.
Hey, it's Batman.
was great.
but yeah, fucking, they could do something like that, is what I'm saying. He doesn't even have to take off the mask.
Uh-huh.
You can just keep it on. Oh, it's Spider-Man. It could be some random dude, but Tom Holland gets credit or some shit.
Right.
But who gives a fuck? Like, Venom has established himself. Fuck, he has his own comic right now.
Dude, I really hope it is Tom
he doesn't
Holland.
need Spider-Man to pick him up.
I hope they do some crazy shit, like it is further on in his future,
Yeah.
and maybe he has
Exactly.
maybe he has like the Iron Spider suit where he's like from Civil War or something.
I don't want to go that crazy.
Like maybe they do.
So
some
what I'm
crazy
thinking-
ass shit. Fucking why not?
No,
you're
I'll-
already doing a Venom movie. Why don't you go balls to the wall in a fucking comic book movie already?
Or go more
throw us
modern.
into the middle of a fucking comic book. You know what?
Exactly.
When I was a kid, I couldn't pick up the first issue. I was getting my comic books at the fucking liquor store, and there was only issue 35 of X-Men. I had to fucking hop in the middle of nowhere. I want a movie like that. Give me some crazy shit.
But I don't see how that would, like, why he would be needed there. Because what I'm getting at is, like, Venom has his own comic. He's got his own stories to tell already. That
Yeah.
shit's established. And what I want
He's got a
is
lot
an
of
Eddie Brock.
stories,
Hold on.
Go on.
I want a more modern, like, I want Eddie Brock suffering from cancer.
Okay.
Like he's dying.
Okay.
And the alien finds him, gets on him, whatever. And then he becomes Venom. And then whatever, their hatred for Spider-Man comes from something.
Right.
Maybe it's Spider-Man's webbing causing cancer. I don't fucking know. Some bullshit.
Maybe Peter Parker Industries like nuclear runoff or something.
Sure.
You know?
Or no, Oscorp.
Oscorp. Well, how would that relate back to? Maybe he will go up against.
Maybe there's an Oscorp in Homecoming.
Maybe Norman Osborn could be the main villain of the Venom movie. In some sort of Lex Luthor-y type of way. I'm definitely looking for Norman Osborn to be a bigger role in anything because he is a badass motherfucker.
They need to redo
not
Norman.
One of the most underrated.
Yeah, they
like,
really
super villains.
They really need to redo Norman Osborn. Like he was very underdone
like
in
Dr.
the movies,
Doom
dude. He sucks in the movies.
Underrated status.
He sucks in the movies, man. Like that is not Norman Osborn.
I do love Willem Dafoe. Don't get me wrong.
He's not Norman Osborn.
Yeah,
he's better in his role in Boondock Saints than he was as Green Goblin. I'm sorry. Fuck that. Like he sucked as Green Goblin. Sure, it wasn't his costume design choice, but
his voice was fucking crazy. It's pretty great.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I like Doc Ock way better. I thought Sam Raimi's Doc Ock was
Everyone
shit,
agrees
dude.
that
because the
Spider-Man
comic
2
Doc
was
Ock
the
sucked,
best.
dude. The comic books, think about it. Doc Ock until recently. I don't know, so I'm not going to spoil it. How far you are, but before Doc Ock was pretty corny and lame.
Oh wow.
But now, but in that movie, Spider-Man 2, like he was cool. He's got the trench coat and fucking.
They did to Doc Ock what Zack Snyder and Joss Whedon are doing for Aquaman. Yeah.
Fuck yeah,
making him badass for everyone.
You know what? That also goes to the game
I
that we're going to talk
so.
about
You know,
later. Why not
him?
reinvent lame characters?
Yeah, no, yeah, that's totally true. You have such a roster. You know what I mean? And comic books, like
give
I
it
said,
to some other mind to say, "Oh, why didn't you try this?"
Right, exactly. And that's kind of what Guardians of the Galaxy did. You know what I mean? They just took a whole
with James Gunn, yeah,
just took a whole bunch of shit, put some good minds to it, and that was that. You know what I'm saying?
Very creative mind, yeah.
I'm excited for this casting of. I mean, we didn't even really talk about the casting. Tom Hardy as Venom.
We said that. I said that.
I mean, we didn't
Pretty
really
sure.
like go into it, but I think that physically,
I mean,
he's like.
that's all I know. Who's in it?
Well, I mean, like Tom fucking Hardy. Like that's awesome.
You know granted, I wasn't a huge fan. I didn't mind it. I accepted it, but wasn't a huge fan of his Bane. But I'm very excited to see him as Venom. I could see him as a Venom because I love him as in Mad Max, even though he wasn't technically the main character.
No. I mean, he had.
He was a supporting character.
Maybe 6 words in that entire film.
He was a supporting character, believe it or not.
Fucking awesome.
That was because everybody thinks he's the main one, and yeah.
But you need to see Bronson.
Okay.
Bronson is one of the best movies ever made. Personally.
All right.
I know that's a bold statement.
Yep.
But
yeah, dude, I'm super
definitely a
fucking
weird
excited, dude. Like, because of all, just to see how Venom's gonna be. You know they're gonna do him true to form, the monster mouth and shit. And I have high hopes of how they're gonna create like why he is how he is, whatever. Like the new origin. Maybe they will do the whole like bell toll, whatever. Like maybe they'll be like maybe people will remember the storyline from that movie. Because you know, as much as you and I don't like that movie, there's some people who go. Oh, I love the Spider-Man movies, like the one where he was, and they refer to like the third one, and that's the only one they remember. I shit you not.
Yeah,
and you're like, why,
dude? I really don't remember that one all that much.
See, but it's the opposite effect for a lot of other people. So maybe they'll think that way.
I mean, I do remember how bad I felt when I watched it. I mean, that montage where he's like singing and dancing and stuff, and then. I don't know. It just like took so much away from me that I just wanted so much from it.
Yeah. Or what if better yet? What if Venom's been Venom for a long fucking time? There ain't no origin story. He's just Venom.
Right. No, I want that. I think that's exactly what they're going to do with an older character as Eddie Brock. Don't you think so?
Yeah, I don't care if it doesn't sell. I love that shit.
As an older actor portraying him. Not saying that Tom Hardy's old or anything like that.
Yeah.
But considering his like normal look, he's got like the beard scruff going on, so he definitely looks like he's portraying an older character. But he is like super baby face when he gets rid of it all. And
sure.
I think that he could
he
play
could get
any
scruff,
sort of
though.
age. And depending on how they're going to take this, if they do want to have Tom Holland in this still and like do something with that.
Hey, I mean, this is coming out October of next year, October 2018.
Okay.
So there's some time for some more news that they can drop. Like, I'm still not holding them that he's not appearing.
Okay.
Why not?
Right. I think he might. It would be really cool. Maybe
Missed
all in
opportunity.
costume too. Maybe they will just like CGI the fuck out of him, out of Spider-Man, and just make him like motion capture.
Yeah.
You know, maybe they'll have him in costume 100% of the time,
True.
and get someone to voice act it.
It's just getting the, like, yeah, they're probably not going to go by the book origin anymore. They already tried that.
Or they're just not going to reference his origin at all and just make it a thing.
Which would be fine, yeah.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that.
It's just hard because, like, Deadpool, they still reference his origin.
Yeah, that's true.
In this movie, Venom,
But
you know it's got to be rated
They
R,
played
dude.
with the filmmaking, and it paid off for them because they were the first to really take a non-linear take on an origin story.
Well, here's the thing, too, though. Remember, Venom, that fucking creature, it needs to feed. So it fucking eats people. So
Right.
I'm thinking it's going to be, hopefully, they're pushing an R rating.
Oh no,
It'll be
it's already like
That would be awesome.
Everything they've
get
said
this.
in the media is R-rated.
But get this. He's actually a villain in this movie.
You think so?
I'm just saying, what if?
What if? Well, dude, I really hope so.
And then he
because
becomes an anti-hero at the end.
that is really how I like my Venom.
That would be cool. Yeah, exactly.
is
like the Todd McFarlane one.
full
Yeah,
villainy.
dude.
Yeah.
It's fucking sick. Eating people. Brock like battling it like, fuck, what the fuck? Stop. You know, freaking out. And,
He
can make, get David Cronenberg in there to fucking do some weird like body horror shit.
Oh man.
Right?
That'd be really cool.
That would be cool, man. Oh.
Pull some from
You got to have some body horror with the symbiote on him, like just freaking out.
Right.
Going inside. Oh, dude. Beautiful.
Definitely. There could be some amazing moments in these new movies.
Yep.
Perhaps they will show a little bit of his origin, but I personally feel like a lot of people are done with it.
Yeah, fuck the origin.
Either
would it
which
be
way.
cool to have Carnage in there though? But then again, it's like that's far fetched too.
I feel like people.
Would be cool, though.
What? No,
That's
Carnage,
what everybody wants. That's what everybody wants.
Perhaps for a sequel, and they'll definitely do that. But
Yeah.
you know, just as done people are with origins, I think people might be done with reboots, and there's gonna be a new reboot for Resident Evil, but I think I might have some faith in this because
Me too.
Joss Whedon Joss Whedon. I'm on old stories. James Wan, excuse me.
Yes,
Is going to be
James Wan.
producing this. And who is that? Oh, Greg Russo, Mortal Kombat. He wrote Mortal Kombat, the original, huh? Is that right?
Apparently, the screenplay writer, yes.
Very interesting. So he adapted that, but
Yeah, we'll see how
they're
that
gonna
is.
be-
But with James Wan producing, I'm excited.
right. No, yeah, I would really like James Wan to hop in the director's seat and really
there's no director yet.
Really take an investment into this because someone needs to treat this fucking series right.
Yeah, like if not right by the game, if at least in the game universe, make it like actually
Something.
like it. Don't just add characters for fandom and that's it, and make
Right.
them bullshit. I.e., Leon, Chris, all of them, and like Alice is this made new character. Fuck that. Come on.
Right.
I want to see the games I grew up on played out live action.
I'd really
Like
like
we're
to
getting
see-
CGI movies from Capcom. Those are great, but they're original. They're their own stories.
That's true.
It's cool, though.
Dude, I would really like to see a quasi-faithful adaptation to the first film, not the first film, the first game in a sense.
That would be an awesome horror movie.
Yeah, I think they really could do it, and they kind of have some built-in references that they can do with like the crazy forced camera angles in all the rooms. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
they can really throw some nostalgic, weird like scares in there. You know what I'm saying? From old times when you were playing those games on the fucking PlayStation.
That would be sick.
Back in the day.
Yeah, no, I remember playing that. Fucking jump scares and shit. And nowadays, I mean, it ain't scary. You know, it doesn't really make you jump because you already know what's happening. But oh man, just making all that shit into a movie, that'd be amazing. Like have like Chris Redfield, Jill Valentine, Barry, all of them, Wesker.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, the Wesker in those movies wasn't bad. Like he looked just like Wesker and kind of acted like he literally did act like him. The Wesker, I give him that. Was spot. He was Wesker, but every other character iteration, like Chris wasn't Chris. It was the guy who played Captain Cold on Flash. Like, no, it doesn't work. Or for the guy from Prison Break, it just doesn't work.
Right?
Did it work, man? But Wesker was Wesker in the movies given. But no, dude, if you know, yeah, don't even follow the games. Just do their own original idea. That'd be cool too. But in the universe.
Dude,
same rules.
Sure.
The same rules as the game. That'd be cool. Especially with Resident Evil 7 out. There's a whole new style of doing it now.
I think that the seventh game was like the most cinematic out of all of them.
Oh yeah.
And just definitely they did a little bit of return to form with the forced camera angles. In a sense, when I saw a lot of it being played by my brother, and they were like climbing a ladder. They kept fucking dying over and over again. But just sort of how the camera just followed you felt a little bit nostalgic to how those older games played through. And the one that I played the most was like Resident Evil 4.
Okay. Yeah, that's
and,
the most popular of the newest, yeah.
Dude, that one definitely scared the shit out of me because of like how scarce all the ammo was, and like every time I would miss, I would just like get more frantic, you know what I'm saying?
Well, that was just like the older games too. Like, yeah, there was barely any ammo. Then they got more actiony in 5 and 6. And then 7 though, yeah, it's a whole new thing. It's first person, everything's different.
For sure. I wonder how they're going to, portray that in
I think the new movies.
Cinema.
I think
how are you going to convey that in cinema?
I don't want them action again. I want them to push it horror.
No, I don't want another
horror.
action movie at all.
And I think James Wan, maybe he's sick of action because he's doing Fast Furious. What else do we know of him doing horror? The Conjuring.
Right.
Dude,
he has done horror and he's done it right.
A Resident Evil would be fucking cool.
Hell yeah.
I think he's going to go the horror route. I really fucking hope so.
But
then again, he's producing it. He's not the creative drive behind it.
Which is unfortunate.
Yeah,
but
not yet.
It looks like they have some interesting creative minds behind it.
For sure.
The Mortal Kombat script writer is kind of an interesting choice. I don't really remember. I'm not.
I don't know if they're referencing the movie or the game. I'm assuming the movie, but.
Yeah, I am assuming the movie.
Yeah.
So I could be mistaken. So I can't speak my mind too much on it, but I don't remember much of those films outside of I did enjoy them. You know, I was a kid when they came out, and they totally kept my my intrigue, and I remember a lot of the first film. I don't remember a lot of Annihilation, but
that's fine. It wasn't that great.
Right.
They came out of a TV show and then a web series.
Interesting way to adapt that story of non-storiness, and and bring it to cinema. You know, at the time before, it did not have any sort of built-in story. I remember when they started to try and build in the story in Mortal Kombat, and it was like, it was awkward.
In the movies?
No, in the games.
The first ones, yeah, because it really depended like who you beat it with, and then it was like, oh no, they did this, and that, and it overlapped someone else's ending.
Oh no, that wasn't really the awkward stuff. Like that that made sense in my mind. Like
You had to make it.
This is who wins the Mortal Kombat, and this is what happens. Yeah. That like totally makes sense in my mind, you know. But what I'm saying is like the new movie or the newer games. Excuse me. The newer games.
But the story's much clearer, though.
No, the story was much clearer, but I felt like it was like clumsy and weird, like how they were introducing it.
Oh, I loved it though, man. Like that was when it came back. You're talking about 9, right?
I think so. Yeah.
The one on Xbox 360.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was so good though, man. Or yeah, and they also did DC versus Mortal Kombat. That wasn't so good.
Yeah, no, I do remember that game too.
Yeah,
I digress. I am excited about the Resident Evil reboot just because James Wan is attached to it. It looks like we have a little bit more horror movie news.
That's right. It looks like we're not only getting a third, but we're also now getting a 4th Jeepers Creepers series entry.
Dude.
To the franchise. No details regarding it was just announced like, hey, there's a 4th one coming, expect it. But with the 3rd one, we were given another little more details regarding the story. There was a huge mix-up regarding if the sister from the first one of Justin Long's character is coming back or not. There was, saying no. Yeah, there's reports saying yes. But now it has been confirmed that she is coming back. Her character, Trish Jenner, mother of a teenage son named Derry, named after brother, lost 23 years ago. Trish has a reoccurring nightmare where her son suffers the same fate as her brother did, killed by the Creeper, if you remember from the first movie. Yeah. Determined to prevent this from happening, Trish, who is now a rich, powerful woman, which I'm sure we'll figure out, sets out on a final quest with Jack Taggart Sr. and Jr. to end Creeper's reign of terror once and for all. Creeper fights back in gory glory, blah, 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 blah. We have a horror movie. Nice. So that's going to be exciting because it is bringing characters back. The second one had no relation whatsoever, it felt like, to the original. It just had, the guy who hunted him year after, or generation after generation, waiting for him, killing him in the barn and shit. At the end,
right? Was that the end of number 2?
That is.
Okay, so it's going to pick up from right there.
After, I'm assuming, yeah, because it doesn't. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't give you any indication of the characters of the first one. How many years have passed? Unless I'm mistaken, it's been a long time since I've seen that movie.
Dude, maybe they'll.
It just showed more of the creature, really.
Well, they can't kill the creature while it's hibernating.
Apparently not,
or whatever. So why don't they set up a see the creeper that killed all these people,
right?
and make hella bank.
And when they say Taggart Sr., I'm wondering,
maybe that's how they got.
Is that the guy in the barn? I can't remember his name, so I feel foolish not remembering that. But that could be him. Maybe she's joining up with him because in my head, I'm like, how does she know the rules of the generation cycle? She just fucking got the fuck out of there.
Perhaps she researched him, and perhaps they'll go into this in that film
for sure.
And that's pretty cool. I am excited for it because I think this is a new age for horror, and I think that it's becoming a lot more respected, and I think it's being done right a lot more, and that's a really good trend for horror because you're going to learn from all your peers. And
the only thing is a lot of horror that's coming back is psychological, like scary horror. We're not seeing a lot of comeback in monster horror though.
That's true, but
this is a monster horror
for a long time.
Exactly, this is a monster horror, and it's kind of making me think about The Mummy. The more and more I see that preview, I don't want to see it.
I was just going to mention that because
I don't want to see it.
I was going to say there is a return of monsters in that new Mummy film that's coming.
Yeah,
with Tom Cruise.
Mm-hmm.
whoever else. But that
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe, that's right. It kind of looks like it's going to be more of an action film than any sort of horror.
It looks
film.
dumb.
It kind of looks like it's going to be more in the vein of those older Mummy films.
You think so?
Part action.
That's what I want it to be.
Part like quasi.
Oh wait, are you talking about Brendan Fraser?
Right.
Oh wait, no, I don't want that. I'm sorry. I thought you meant original, old. Like the mummy's actually a mummy. He's not like the supernatural crazy being. Like what the fuck?
No, it's definitely going to be a supernatural crazy.
I know, man. Like, don't get me wrong. I have to see it. Being a horror fan, I will. I have to see it just to see
what I'm
it.
saying?
Yeah. And I have bad feelings already. Russell Crowe, I'm like thinking, is this the new age Van Helsing? He looks very
possibly.
Van Helsing like.
Probably.
He brings Tom Cruise into his fucking lab or museum, it looks like. He looks very, very Van Helsing like.
That's pretty funny. It's true though.
But yeah, anyway, back to the Jeepers Creepers though. I am still excited to see where that series goes. Who knows where it's going to go? There's reports saying it's a prequel as well as continuation mashed together. So what reports are saying now is there's going to be a lot of flashbacks from the first film because of course she knows nothing about the second one because she wasn't there.
Right.
So yeah.
Unless she gets filled in by the guy who
he wasn't there either though. He was chilling in his
well.
barn waiting for that fucker.
Well, fuck if I know. Honestly, I don't think I watched the second one, but
Or maybe he was one of the kids. Fuck, I need to see it again.
I definitely liked those movies.
I like the first one better.
Liked the first one.
Yeah.
Because it was creepy as fuck, and they definitely introduced a lot of interesting lore into their monster, which is cool.
Yes.
I like that he was definitely a lot more humanoid. Like he'd wear like a trench coat and drive around a fucking crazy bee-eating you truck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He would do some, and he lived in a home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was fucking terrifying.
And that fucking hole in the ground where he just tosses bodies.
Yeah, fucking terrifying.
Yeah,
but
that's good
awesome.
shit. Yeah, but no reports on that or other reports like when it's released or anything like that I've read. So I'm not sure. I don't even know when it's filming, if not already.
Still, it kind of sucks that they announced that there's going to be a number 4 because it's like,
well, maybe
he's not going to die in this movie. Just wait. There's going to be a number 4, or perhaps there's going to be some sort of offspring
a twist
situation. Yeah. I laid an egg, you bitches. And then he dies.
Fucking wing face.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, man. But some more video game news, man. I recently just picked up Injustice 2.
Nice.
Okay.
Dude, you already beat that shit, didn't you?
I completed the story.
There you go.
And now I'm moving on to the next mode. But, oh, man. Injustice 2. A lot of fun. I was a huge fan of the first one, Injustice God Among Us. There's also, by the same studio, NetherRealm Studios, teamed up with DC Comics to create a compatible comic book, which actually right now is intervening with our DC Universe comic book realm, apparently.
Word.
But anyway, they teamed up with them, and the video game's based off of that story as well. The second one's continuation of that. New heroes, some heroes and villains not returning because in that storyline they've been either killed off in the story or the game, or I mean the comic book or the video game.
Right.
But yeah, there's essentially a story mode, so you go through the video game portion of the story, which unfortunately wasn't as meaty as I wanted it. And what I mean by that is it felt too short. It felt really short, very plain. Compared to the first game story. Not to say I didn't enjoy it as much, but I felt like Brainiac could have had more of a bigger impact. He is the main villain of this story.
I gotcha.
And you see that from the trailers. So
Right.
What's up?
So I know nothing about the story at all.
So the main story basically picks up aftermath of the first game. The first game basically...
the Joker kills Lois Lane. Well,
the Joker uses Scarecrow's gas to trick Superman into killing Lois Lane, believing her to be Doomsday, while carrying their child.
That's hardcore as fuck.
Yeah. So, all in a nutshell, Superman goes fucking crazy, gets all Nazi about everything, tells people to join him or die, and basically says no mercy to all the villains and kills them unless they join or some shit like that too. Like, he just goes fucking nuts.
Right, he creates a regime.
Yeah, there's some people, again, like I mentioned, that don't return to the video game because I guess in the comic book, like
so there's a
Captain
comic
Marvel
book that bridges it, right? So
Captain Marvel, like that boy, he killed a little boy in the comic book. He killed Captain Marvel. They do mention it in the game story, like they say, "Oh, he killed my." Like they mention it, and that's it. But in the comic, it does depict it. Shows him get killed, and then of course he's a little boy at the end, like because he lost his control of his power,
right,
when he dies.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, so there's some people not returning because of that. There's no Joker. There's a Joker in this game, but it's just.
Le Joker.
Yeah, in the story, he's more of like a hallucination to Harley Quinn in a sequence in the story. He's not. He's still dead. He's not alive.
So,
as far as I know,
you get to play as him when you are Harley Quinn in her story.
No, you fight against him.
Oh, you fight against him
because Scarecrow. There's a part in the story where Scarecrow sprays his gas on Harley.
It's a hallucination.
Yeah, because as the story goes, a battle starts. I mean, this is a fighting game after all. So a battle starts within the story, and then you fight, and you're always on the good side or the good side,
right? The relative to your
Batman side,
right? Batman side.
So yeah, you fucking go through all that. You go through the story, which with as limited time as I get per night, I mean, honestly, I think lasted maybe 6 hours, 4 to 6 hours, and that's 3 nights.
Wow, that's really
a couple hours a night.
Not a lot of story, but
it does have, of course, an online competitive mode, so you can play forever against other people, of course, against computer. But there's this new mode that came out called the Multiverse, and of course, you're thinking in your head, "Oh, cool! I mean, that's different planets, different universes. That's exactly what it is."
Nice.
So you open it up. Now, open up the mode Multiverse, and you have different planets aligned on the screen. That act like different universes or planets for universes, etc. And what they mean by different universes is in this game, this is new to the series, is you get gear. You get gear pieces that not only affect the character's appearance, but their stats as well. For example, you can have a piece that buffs your experience earned after every match. It buffs your what you block against, your attack bonus, etc.
So
it's very RPG like. Yeah, it's got RPG elements.
So, do you have to select out your character before you decide I want to you're doing Scarecrow, right?
Yes, you can.
You're buffing up all of Scarecrow's stats.
Yes.
So you would have to go back and then do Batman, but he would be super weak compared to your Scarecrow, right?
Yes, unless of course you're leveling up same time.
Right.
But there's loadouts too, so you can make different loadouts. So at the character select screen, you select them, and you're like, oh, I want this Scarecrow with this stats and this skin, or this shader, this look, whatever. Right. So
that's really cool.
Yeah, so you can change it off the whim and do that.
That's really cool.
It's really
before
neat.
Every single match.
Yeah.
That's badass.
Yeah, and with Multiverse, they're essentially each planet or universe is. They're like different events that you'll play with either characters that need to be fought at a certain character level, or it can be fought at any character level. Essentially, what that means is aligning with whatever level you are with that character. Let's say I have a level 13 Scarecrow right now. Max level, by the way, is 20 for every character.
Right.
So I have a 13 Scarecrow right now. Let's say that I'm playing a challenge that says character requirement is any. Every character I fight on will be 13 and up, depending if I level on my way there. They match my level, essentially.
Very cool.
But then
they're relative to your level.
Right, and the whole point of this is to earn epic rare gear for your character.
That's awesome.
Again, a lot of RPG elements there. As far as how it plays in online, I don't know. I would assume it doesn't because of the advantage. They want to balance that, So I don't know how that goes. It also goes along with the mobile Injustice 2 app that was also released prior. And that unlocks like a cyborg skin for you.
That was fucking cool.
It unlocks a cyborg skin for you. It's called Grid. And Grid basically shows up in the story, which is cool. I didn't know that until after.
Nice.
But yeah, it's a really cool companion to play. And it like, as long as you sign into each other, like you gain like what they call I'm not sure if you know, but a lot of games right now are going with microtransactions. So like a lot of loot boxes, you unbox them, you get little items. In this game, they're called mother boxes because it's DC. Right. So you gain a free bronze, which is the lowest type of mother box every day for signing into the mobile.
Okay.
Whereas for signing the console, every day on the mobile, you unlock currency for that game. Or version of the game.
Right.
So it's cool that it's compatible that way. The story was really cool. If I had to give it a rating out of 10, I would definitely give it an 8.5.
Nice.
Very solid fucking game.
So how do you feel it lacks?
Story.
The story.
I'm a big story guy. Very big, like on story, especially when it's involving comic books and when they're adapting it. Especially from NetherRealms, like I was saying with Mortal Kombat 9, I felt they did a really good job bringing back that franchise from what it was. Like, it wasn't really failing too much in my eyes, but it definitely needed a revitalization, and that's exactly what they did. It like shows them in that story like killed off at the beginning of that universe, and Raiden like basically telling like a past universe of himself like not to do the fuck ups he did in that one. So it changes and reboots the whole universe for you. It's so cool, like so creative. But I don't know, it just felt really short. Very short.
Yeah, 6 hours does not sound like desirable.
But again, there's a lot of side stuff to do.
Time.
A lot of side stuff, man.
Yeah, that is cool.
I'm going to be playing for a long time.
It kind of sucks that they don't add a little bit more, but it's cool. It's kind of like, so if you were to put all the cutscenes, sort of together, it would, sort of equal.
I'm sure they have it on YouTube.
Film or
yeah,
so.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, it would probably be.
How much would you say?
Maybe over an hour.
Maybe over an hour.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like we could look it up. I'm sure it's on YouTube, but. I could be wrong, but it didn't feel that. Again, I played separate nights too.
Okay,
so it could be different.
Right, exactly.
If I played it in one sitting, so
yeah, I'm sure you could have a better judgment of that.
I don't know, but I'm not hating. I love the game. I'm still playing it every night.
Right. I didn't. I think that I would like to play it if it had a little bit more.
More like Arkham series
for what I look for in games, which is like the collectibles and stuff is cool that you're talking about.
See, that's what I like. Yeah, the gear pieces that you can get, and you want to get the best. And here's another thing: is I don't know if you know what transmography is, gaming terms.
No.
Diablo and I believe WoW uses it, but essentially what that means is. You can make a piece of armor or a piece of gear look a certain way you want while retaining the stats of the gear you're holding.
Cool. That's interesting.
So you have that ability. But not only that, but there's another thing that you can do with the gear, and I haven't tried it out yet because I haven't needed to. But you can a gear that you like the stats on or what have you. There's a piece you like besides the appearance. You can bring it up to your level.
Oh, nice.
And then use it at like level 20. Say you're maxed out at level 20. You can just use it at level 20.
That's awesome.
So there's a lot of options in this game that I haven't explored yet either, granted. But
so you can really customize your character.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. Like my Scarecrow looks fucking crazy. I'm excited.
Badass.
Yeah. But other than that, I think the biggest fucking highlight we had this past week. Biggest highlight, most excitement in the theater I've had for a while. Maybe it was just the theater we went to. It got a lot of hate, unfortunately, that I've heard. But Alien Covenant, man, I had a fucking great time at that movie.
Yeah, dude, me too.
That was a good fucking movie.
I think it was just as good, if not. I mean, there was a couple awkward scenes. We'll get into it, but I think it was It was fucking great. It was just as good as Prometheus, and I think that Prometheus gets a lot of hate.
It does.
Just because I think people are looking for either a straight action movie or either a straight horror movie, or they're looking for something to be easier to digest, possibly. I think that these films, these two movies that have previously been the new installations into this series, have been a lot more pushing the lore of what these creatures were, because like the first film, I recently, like just like 2 nights ago, rewatched the very first Alien film, and there's really no real explanation about.
But that's what's great about it. It's such a
Right.
mystery,
Yeah,
creepy.
Definitely, like they see the engineers' suits or whatever,
Corpses.
well, they have this one in a suit, in a space jockey suit, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
he's probably 20 times as big as a human being.
Well, that's how big they were.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Remember Prometheus, they stood next to one, and he was fucking huge.
Oh, man. You think they were...
It was right before Wayland. He killed Wayland, I think. Yeah, he like smacked him or some shit, and he killed
But
Wayland.
these guys were... these pilots, at least, were...
Yeah, I think it was
at
a
least,
suit.
At least 4 times bigger than those
Yeah, I think
guys.
it's a suit, though. That's what
Just
it was.
to pilot that big giant thing, possibly.
Yeah, because that's what it was. It was a suit
I
that
got
they
you.
wore and shit.
I
Because
got you.
obviously they didn't look like that.
Well, no, yeah, obviously they didn't look like that, but you think it was like a Hulkbuster type armor?
Well,
Like,
yeah, because in one of the holograms in Prometheus, it shows them get into one.
that's true, but
Like he re-explained that.
that is
It's
true
funny
as well.
It's just funny how they did that. But you're right. You're right. It does look ginormous as fuck because it does show not Ash. The guy that gets a face hugger on his face, I think, is the guy who gets close to him.
John Hurt's character.
That's right. It is. Yeah. He walks up next to it, I think, and it's fucking huge compared to him.
Yes. It's
So you're right.
absolutely massive.
That one was
I think-
ginormous.
I think that they sort of scaled it down to make it a little bit more manageable later on in the films, which
For sure.
which is cool,
Practical.
which is totally fine. And so, like I said, he is Ridley Scott. That is expanding on the lore of his previous franchise.
Yeah.
In these last
That's
2
his baby.
iterations of this franchise, and I think that it's really, really awesome because they're sort of exploring what in Prometheus it was the meaning of life, perhaps, and sort of
Our life, human
looking
life.
for that. Looking for the meaning of
Is
human life,
essentially human life.
and
yeah.
We meet our creator. And what does he do? He takes our creation, smashes us in the face, and doesn't say a word to us, just tries to kill us all, and then we have to run away. You know what I'm saying? It was just horribly disappointing because you meet...
I don't know. That's what I got confused about, though.
he
was that
an
our
engineer.
creators? Or was it just falsified at that point?
No.
I don't think it was our creators.
So, I believe in the introduction to that
That's what
film.
he thought.
I don't know. In the introduction to the film Prometheus, I don't know
Yeah.
if it was a deleted scene or it was the introduction to the film or not, but it looks like that specific engineer that is on the planet Earth before humans inhabited Earth. He is brought there by other ones, and he is like sort of elected to do this to himself, and he sort of takes a shot or like
Yeah.
something to that effect, and he
He sticks a
dematerializes. He dematerializes, and his DNA falls into.
Oh, was that
water.
Earth? I thought it was that planet.
No, that was Earth.
Oh, I thought it was that planet.
That was Earth.
No, I totally missed that.
So he dematerializes. His DNA goes into the water, and he creates life on Earth. And that was the introduction to the film Prometheus. And then the whole plot to that was discovering where you were, discovering the life, like the meaning
And
of life.
Charlize Theron being
And it
badass.
becomes morbidly disappointing and awful. And then in the introduction to this new film, all spoilers, by the way. We're gonna go
major
heavy.
spoilers. So if you're hearing this now, turn it off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
There it is. Okay, so the introduction to this film, we get David's birth. David from the first film being Michael Fassbender's character, the synthetic from the mission Prometheus, the ship Prometheus. Now, within 5 minutes of his creation, he has met his God, and he's already questioning him, and he's wholly disappointed.
Yeah, and what he means by his God is, of course, Weyland-Yutani.
Right, exactly.
Reprised still by the same actor who played him in the old man makeup in Prometheus.
Right. Unfortunately, I can't remember his name either. But
Guy Pearce?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
He's Iron Man 3.
That's totally right. Guy Pearce, yes. But I think that that was, his sort of introduction to, getting slapped in the face by the reality that is life. You know what I mean? Like, I met you, and all you say is, why did I create you? And it's like, because I could.
That's what you got from that?
Well, that's basically where David is operating from in his whole sort of mentality that he's developed.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I felt it went more deeper, like he saw David becoming too human. He's like, oh fuck, he's questioning shit way too much. He's
that was right
human.
away. That was right
exactly.
away.
He was just like,
well, no, he was no. I'm saying David is taking this into his perspective.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he sort of operates from this space that humanity is, pointless now that he has seen their creators. He is their creation. Now what is he? He is a creator now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, he feels like they
more
failed, and he's like, I'm going to do where they failed.
Right. I'm going to create the perfect being. You
Exactly.
know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And oh man, Michael Fassbender in this film is fucking weird and creepy and amazing. And you know what I'm saying? That flute scene. Let's just cut to the chase. That flute scene, though. Well, oh my God.
I don't know. I didn't care for the flute scenes.
The flute scene was so awkward.
Yeah, it's like whatever.
And funny, to the point where I was like trying to like wonder if I'm supposed to be giggling at this or.
Yeah, what the fuck? Does this have a point? It doesn't.
I mean,
it doesn't go anywhere.
Bro, just jerk yourself off already. Like,
yeah.
And
Put your finger on these holes.
Yes, exactly. B flat.
And flap your fingers flutterly.
B flat. G7 major. Dude, it was.
Oh, like this?
Yeah.
His other one was just so like, it's like he was trying so hard to be American. Like, yeah.
Dude, Michael Fassbender did it though. He
My name's Walter.
Yeah.
I can't even do it.
I'm Walter. This is how I talk. I have a Midwestern accent.
But it still sounds really weird. It doesn't sound natural at all. Yeah.
Well, I've heard Fassbender do so many different accents, but he was definitely trying to do
but it was fine.
A distinct difference between.
And it worked. It worked.
I mean, playing two characters. It's very hard to not be Eddie Murphy when you do.
Wait, that wasn't
like
his twin brother.
Nah, no, you know what I mean? It's very hard to not be like a nutty professor, and like or a more modern reference might be Tyler Perry, where he's like multiple characters. And and where it just like gets super.
Fassbender's also an alien in this movie. No,
speaking of Tom Hardy, Tom Hardy's done a character where he played a twin of himself as well. I can't recall what film that was, but that was crazy, and he totally fucking sold that as well. So I mean, it can be done.
Was it one of the Ocean's movies?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
But Michael Fassbender definitely sold this movie for me personally, and I really liked that it was a return to horror. It was.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know. It wasn't scary, but it was definitely suspenseful.
Yeah, it was scary in the same way that the first film was scary. Like,
I mean, I saw you cringe a little bit in the theater
dude.
the little white one, little sperm alien was crawling up the chick.
Fuck that shit. No, any like body shit where they like,
they had some body horror shit going on
inside you. Get the fuck out of me! I can't take it.
No, that's awesome. I love that shit.
Dude, it was awesome. I really liked that movie. From the beginning, and then like all the action was great. I really bought Danny McBride in this film. He was fucking awesome.
I didn't even. And yeah, again, spoilers. He's one of the survivors,
right?
What the fuck? I didn't expect that.
Oh man!
And then Franco, like, here's 5 seconds of me. I'm on fire.
Yeah, let's talk about the James Franco cameo.
And then that's it. I read on that, and I don't know if you remember, but there was a promo trailer.
Yeah, I saw a little tiny bit of it.
Okay,
I didn't look too
he had a
far
little
into
bit
it
of a
because
scene.
I was trying to hide from the promotion of this film. But
Gotcha.
It was pretty hard because they pushed this film.
No, yeah, he had a little bit of a scene. But it wasn't juicy. There was no information. It was just extra of him, and that's it.
It wasn't like
whatever.
that fucking.
He had no impact.
That's true. He did have emotional impact
for the chick.
on one of the
his
on
girl,
one of the characters.
the main girl,
she became second in
Daniels.
command. Right, and she was the only other survivor in the film.
Yeah.
Which I liked her as a character as well.
I knew she was. I don't know. I didn't see her dying in this one. I thought we were going to see her again in the next one, but we'll get to that.
Perhaps we will, because
I think he's going to pull the same thing he did. I feel he's going to play a fast one.
So it looks like these ones are going to be a trilogy film outside of Prometheus being like, sort of a beginning,
Yeah.
cap to.
Well, this is David's story, essentially.
Yeah, this does seem to be David's story.
Prometheus, he was heavily in that too.
Right, and is it just me, or is it just every single alien movie, the synthetic has to be
evil,
the villain?
Except for Bishop.
Walter was dope too. Walter.
That's true. He was the second good one.
Yeah.
No. Well, Cal. As bad as that movie was,
wait.
Winona Ryder.
Cal,
dude.
Yeah, Winona Ryder was.
I don't give a fuck. She was cool.
Yeah. No, yeah, she was good as well.
Yeah. So there was Cal, and that was advanced too. That's way past. Like, that's future. That's advanced.
That's like
synthetic.
200 years in the future.
Yeah, dude. So that's cool. But anyway, yeah, I know. Like, this is even before Ash, and that's the alien you just recently saw.
Right, exactly.
And he's fucking bad. And did you see the curl up twerk thing?
Yeah,
see, like I said, they do that.
Yeah. So in that movie, when David begins his sort of betrayal on the group that he saves from the proto-xenomorphs that pop out from those little like chode spores that like are spurting out.
So I was reading into that. The black crap that he drops on the engineers,
right,
is what created those spores.
Yeah, no doubt, because it was.
So it's whatever the fuck he dropped. That's what that is.
So
little buttholes.
It looked to turn them into stone while turning humans into an incubator for
not only humans, but it looked like it was taking advantage of the vegetation. It was like adapting to everything. It was like a fungus, essentially. That's, to me, it looked like it was like a fungus.
Right. And now this seemed to be weaponized before David had any sort of hand with it.
Yeah, I think he found it and then started genetically engineering it.
You think he
as well as the corpse he had?
Because with
corpses, actually.
Do you think that he killed Shaw before they even got to that planet?
Yes, I believe she died before he dropped the shit.
Yeah,
I think she's already dead.
I think that she must have died before.
So
just on the voyage there.
Exactly. I think she died in a pod.
He must have had something and must have experimented with her because she had her chest bursted open in the reveal scene of her in David's little
his
ship.
lab.
Yeah, his lab.
Yeah,
his Da Vinci's.
I feel like it was in the pod though.
Geiger fucking laboratory.
This is why I think Daniels and Danny McBride is dead, because they were trapped in pods. Think about it. It's the easiest fucking way.
He's gonna experiment.
They're trapped.
Dude,
they can't fucking get out.
He pops out 2 of those little eggs at the end. How many survivors?
We'll get to that.
How many survivors are there?
2.
Do you think that he's gonna be using them for incubators?
I think Daniels is gonna make the queen.
Possibly. She's kind of got that hair. It kind of looks like it might be the.
Oh. It goes by her hair.
Yeah.
There's actually, I guess there was a behind the scenes thing. Like she saw something on like another movie or TV show, or some actor, and then she put on a wig like that. And then Ridley Scott saw that, and he was like, "Keep that." And then that's how it came about. That's why that's on purpose.
That's why she's got that hair.
Yeah. But it fits. Yeah.
That's cool.
It's funny.
I can dig it.
But no, dude, like I don't know, man. Like it's going to be really exciting. I think, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think Daniels and Danny McBride are alive at the end. But again, we'll get to that. But with being back in the lab, like not only was Shaw's body there, but we also saw an engineer's body. He was also.
Did we really?
Yeah. There was an engineer's body being dissected.
And
we see pictures of different Did you say he wasn't stoned?
No, he wasn't turned to stone.
Oh, I'm like, David's not stoned at this part. No,
there's wheat. And there's also marijuana.
He created xenoweed. No, but no, yeah, you're right. He wasn't stoned. It was kind of like just maybe that entire race couldn't have just been chilling right there. Majority, yes, because they were all gathering, because they saw their own ship.
Right.
So they were welcoming it.
Any of them that come are greeted by those fucking spores that turn them into fucking stone.
So I think maybe that was like one that was in the caverns or survivors, some sort. Or yeah, maybe he did break it out of stone. Maybe they're just encased and he can just break them open, whatever.
Maybe.
He's a fucking robot. He can just break it open. It's no limitation to his strength.
That would
He's
be
synthetic. Yeah. But no, like we also saw like drawings of different iterations of the face hugger. There was one at one time. It almost looked like a cush ball with like a tail.
Seriously? Like it's just going to shove itself into your mouth?
Dude, it was like spikes or like a puffer fish.
Oh, really?
Like,
That's
yeah, it looked like a French tickler or some shit,
gets into your mouth and then like puffs out.
No, it looked fucking crazy, dude. Yeah, like it had that. And then, of course, like once you see him walk through some doorway, you see the classic iteration of the facehugger that we all know and love.
Yeah,
and then he goes down and we see the eggs, which apparently he engineered.
Yeah, so are we to believe that David is responsible for the classic xenomorph?
It depends, and this is why I say it depends, is because there's a line he says, and again, there's just chatter on the internet, no answers yet, that he says in the film, and he says, "Oh, they're waiting for Mother." Now, you think they're talking about the ship Mother? Which again, I also want to talk about later. But the ship Mother, the computer AI in the ship.
Which Mother is the same AI in the first Alien?
Yes, that's what I wanted to drop. Yeah, that's the same. And same with the bird with the water.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, fuck yeah. Dude, right when I looked at you guys, I was like, and you had no idea. I was like, fuck, that's Mother. Besides Mother, though, like I was thinking also, oh, fuck, is there a queen in this movie?
No.
Waiting for Mother?
But
you never see it. Yeah. So I'm wondering, like, was she just chilling? Because think about insects and stuff. They have guards and shit that come out and defend the nest. They don't come out for them. And aliens has always been naturally depicted as like bugs, like ants. Like that's how their nature or behavior is exhibited as.
Right.
And it seems to be the same rules. I mean, yeah, they're essentially fucking weird bug creatures. But I'm wondering if maybe that's a reference to both.
Right. So later on in the franchise, like way later on, like alien resurrection status. So they are they're attempting to understand and communicate with like xenomorphs, right? Or like they have them like caged up or something. And they're like, are they just trying to experiment with them or like figure out where they came from? Or
no, in Resurrection they're trying to control them.
Oh,
the company still exists.
Them.
Yeah, they're just trying to control it. They create a queen from Ripley's DNA, so it's like half human, half alien,
exactly,
like she is.
Yeah. But I wonder if so they basically they think they know where they came from and they don't care. They're basically just trying to control.
It doesn't really talk about that in that film
because it would be interesting.
It's more of just like
trying to discover
comeback.
The origin of it, and it went to this weird cyclical,
Well, here's the thing:
discovering life. They find out David did this, and they created David. So they're like artificial intelligence is working against them.
This is what I believe. I don't think they ever would, and this is why I say that is because I think David's story will end, and it's going to end before Alien.
Right.
I feel like it's going to end before then because. Why create more lore later on? Like, why create like a George Lucas, and create more later on? To fill in like gaps when you're doing just great, just filling shit before.
Right.
So kind of just leave it where it's at. I would say, and just end David's stuff here. Don't even mention him. Like maybe he was like pulling the strings behind everything. Of course, it seems like he was. I honestly believe in this next one, which Ridley's going to start filming next year, is going to be him creating the Queen. If there wasn't already really one, cool. I think he will. Like James Cameron did create the notion of the Queen in Aliens, the second film. However, I honestly believe James Cameron is still going to stay to that nature, stay to that spirit, and create the Queen because that only makes sense. Yeah. David can't do all this by himself.
I suppose he is going to consider
it's going to procreate somehow
as sort of canon too.
And they're going to procreate some. They're going to evolve and procreate somehow.
Do you think
they're creatures that he created?
Ever going to fill in the 200 years in between Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection?
You're very interested in the timeline, aren't you?
I do think that there's a lot of potential.
I guess there is, but honestly, like I feel like they still need to kind of maybe reboot that stuff, though. Like
right, because I want to know where. No, yeah, it definitely is not. It's not the best, but I'm not a the hater
books
of this
that Dark Horse Comics
honest.
was doing around that time had better stories than that, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was like they had a clone Ripley, but she wasn't like half alien or no, I think she was synthetic with her mind or some crazy shit.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was different.
That sounds kind of cool.
But no, yeah, I mean, with that gap, you're right. Yeah, there's so much potential to tell different stories. Maybe with Shane Black's Predator out, we'll actually get a legitimate Aliens versus Predator. Because don't get me wrong, dude. Like, fuck yeah, those movies sucked ass. I didn't care for them at all.
Dude, so
but that's
bad.
coming from someone who actually grew up reading the actual original story of Aliens vs. Predator. Because believe it or not, that was a comic book back in the day, way before the movie was even a thought.
Right.
Or glistened in someone's eye. And it was a fucking great story. They loosely adapted it in the movies. It was fucking horrible. And it's time to bring it to justice. And honestly, if you're going to base a rated R franchise, make it fucking rated R.
Right.
PG-13.
Was
what the fuck? Kids don't need collectible cups at McDonald's. Aliens vs. Predator or some bullshit.
Yeah, that was so fucking bad.
Come on, dude.
Oh, so one more question on Alien Covenant. How did you feel about Fassbender's hair? When he came in.
Which one?
When he came in as David again.
The Hercules one?
The Hercules one, yeah.
When he had that straw hair just flowing down his face.
Flowing? It was fucking straight.
I know, yeah. Dude, no.
It was funny as hell.
I don't know. I liked Walters.
Yeah, no, it was slick. But he definitely looked really funny. It was interesting to see.
Yeah, it was fun. At first I thought it was Shaw. Because when he shoots up the flare and it shows kind of like half the face with the hair, I was like, is that Shaw?
That would be.
And
really
then the
cool.
way he was walking, I'm like, that's a dude.
Yeah, no, I did hope for it to be shot in that moment.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I already read reports she wasn't returning, and she was like, fuck that. So.
Yeah, it's really too bad. But it's cool to see what happened to her character anyways. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they at least did that.
Yeah.
I mean, that would suck. That would make the movie worse for me, I feel. Because, yeah, I was definitely interested because her and David was only ahead. They explained that too. How he was only ahead when they ended that movie.
Right.
And they explained that she built him a new body.
They explained that,
Quickly.
Just through talking, but they did show it in that
promo.
tiny promo
Yes.
that was like a short film.
Yes, they did.
Prior to that. And they brought it all the way up till David.
Didn't it just show her
about-
hands or something? Like she doesn't talk or...
No, she does talk.
Oh, did she?
Yeah,
I don't remember that. Okay.
And then they bring it up just till the point where David annihilates that civilization.
So I wonder if it killed her right at that point. He comes back and she just...
No.
No?
I think it's clever editing just to
You're just like, nah.
No, she's been dead for a long time.
No, for sure.
For
Gotcha.
sure.
Yeah.
Dead as a doornail.
Stinking up that ship with her corpse.
Or however
he doesn't know. He's like,
preserved her
what?
to,
I don't
like-
smell anything. I don't smell. I don't need to breathe.
Right, exactly. He
Fuck.
doesn't need to.
What's next? I really love the supporting cast. They had the guy who played sorry, I don't know his name. The guy who played Dr. Manhattan was in that film.
That's right. He played a sniveling bit of a replacement.
Yeah, he
for
was
the
your favorite
captain.
character. I remember that.
No, he was not.
You're talking all about him throughout that movie.
No, he was. He definitely annoyed me
He's a winner.
bit. I wanted him to get his ass killed really badly, and he was the first person to get got. No, he was the first person to get turned into a fucking xenomorph.
Yeah.
Or become an incubator for a xenomorph, that is.
True. Yeah.
The first human.
Yeah, he was like he was setting that up. I mean, that's
Right.
the whole point of him setting the distress call, which was a recording, a memory.
Of Shaw.
Yeah,
singing,
an echo, they called it. Yeah, it was just an echo of Shaw.
Singing some John Denver.
Yeah. That was creepy, too, though. That was eerie as
creepy as
fuck,
dude.
dude. Heard you sing like that. That kind of creeped me out. I was like, I feel like she's dead. Yeah, she's dead. Like at that point, I'm like, she's dead.
Definitely super creepy.
Oh,
But as an overall, I think I liked it just as much as Prometheus. Grading it on a curve of this film as a franchise as a whole, giving the nod to probably number one, potentially Aliens taking that as the top number one spot, being like a 10.
Yeah. Aliens as the second one.
Yeah. Alien and Aliens. It's kind of like neck and neck for me, honestly.
Okay.
But yeah, grading on a curve of Alien being a 10. I would give this film probably a 7.5. Optimistically, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Stacking up to the original, because it was a return to horror. It did have a lot of really awkward, weird moments to, sort of break it up and take you out of the film at some point.
Like what?
Like the flute scene, homie.
Oh, yeah. My fingers here.
Cover these holes. Yeah, it was very awkward.
E sharp, G flat.
B minor.
Spoilers. No. But, oh, man. What did you think of the... Well, I guess it's not a proto-alien. We essentially saw the proto-alien at the end of Prometheus. Or the black goo, essentially, is the proto-alien, if we're going to go that proto. But the new proto-alien, the fucking sperm alien...
Oh, the one that
Moby
pops
Dick
out of his
alien.
back.
Yeah.
That one was fucking awesome.
It comes specifically out of the spores.
I really liked it because it
That's
stood
the
up.
spore alien.
It stood up like perfectly human, like perfectly upright. And I loved the creepy ass scene where David is like trying to like coo at it, like come here, sweetie. Like,
What would happen if it wasn't interrupted? I wonder.
I don't know. Perhaps it would listen to David and go in there and kill everybody.
He control it and have
or
it
maybe
slaughter
round
everyone.
everybody
Movie's
up or
over.
something.
That's the director's cut.
Yeah, maybe. That would
Ridley's
be
cut.
Deleted scene. But it was really interesting. It was funny when he was like, "No, why did you shoot him?" He was super.
I was kind of that way too, though, bro. I wanted to see what he was gonna do. Like
he was
like, God damn it,
to me. Yeah,
I was fucking cool. Yeah, I was really interested to seeing like what he was going to do.
Right.
Like command it or
how do you feel this would stack up? Like, give it a rating.
what?
Like, give it a rating. Like, how would you feel it would stack up? This film.
Out of a 10?
Yeah.
I enjoyed it a lot, man. I did enjoy it a lot, but there was some things I felt was lacking a little. Like there was absence of the Queen for me. I was not seeing him being the creator of the eggs per se. Like I was thinking that was kind of like just going to be the creatures evolving themselves and creating their own. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I did kind of.
That would have been cool. Maybe they do.
Think that as
Maybe
well.
they will still do that. Maybe it won't be, and he'll discover that and be like, "Oh shit, I didn't know about this," because he released it, and then they're doing their own thing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Adapting,
Right?
Maybe.
Quite possible.
But I was missing that, and I don't know, man. 8.5. Another 8.5 tonight. I'm being very generous tonight. 8.5.
Very nice.
Yeah, because I did enjoy it a lot, and I do want to see it again. Like, it's not a movie where I'm like, I saw it, I'm good. Like, I do want to see it again.
Very cool. Yeah, no, I probably will end up seeing this again. At some point, I'll. This is another movie I'll probably end up buying.
Yeah?
because I
Nice.
like to expand my collection with new movies that are great. Like I can't wait to get Out. That's the next movie I'm.
Oh, man,
probably
yeah,
gonna buy.
that's supposed to come out tomorrow.
right. Exactly.
Yeah, Get Out's coming out tomorrow. Fucking great movie. Jordan Peele.
I cannot wait. But yeah, we should probably call it a wrap.
All right, sounds great. I hope you enjoyed the reviews that we had today, as well as the announcements. Again, I'm your host, Izzy at the Cinebud Podcast. You can follow me at Twitter at Izzy Cinebud, as well as you could also follow us on Facebook. And Matt?
Yeah, you can follow me at Matt Cinebud, and you can follow the podcast at Cinebud Podcast. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, thank you again for tuning in to the Cinebud Podcast. Again, we are Izzy and Matt. We out.